By now you figured out that I've picked up the Jinbei EF-150D. This light is designed to compete with the Aputure 120D or the 120D Mark II. What I do prefer about the overall design of this light is that where the Aputure has your head and then a cable that goes into the ballast and then another cable that goes into the wall, the Jinbei EF-150D is all self-contained in just the head. So you have your ballast and a battery. It's very minimalistic. There's not a lot going on here. This is a much more practical light to carry as a one-man crew, or if you're shooting something on location in the middle of the woods. It's super easy to mount this on a stand. You don't have any wires and ballasts and things hanging around. You don't need to go get V-mount batteries, which are super expensive. So I wanted to see how this light performed, and let's just turn it on and see what it looks like. Unlike the Aputure and some of the other competitors, this one doesn't come with a remote, so I gotta go turn this down, so I gotta get up. I'll be right back. We're now at 10% power on this light. I'm running it off of the battery just as a test. I can come down a little bit. I even dropped my ISO a bit more. That's better. Damn, 10% power, ISO 400, f4. That's crazy. Just for reference, to get an idea of how bright this light is, my go-to is a 4-bank, 4-foot Kino with daylight tubes in it, and I'll typically shoot that off a piece of foam core and a piece of diffusion, and my exposure is often the same. At a very, very similar distance, like 3.5 to 4 feet away from your subject, I'm often shooting that exact setup at f4, ISO 400. So to have that on a light that's way more compact, easier to travel with, comes and runs off of a battery, and I'm currently at 10% power, that is nuts. As far as video lights go, this one is super affordable. I think it's about half the price of an Aputure 120D Mark II. So, I mean, I don't see why I would buy the Aputure unless you're looking maybe in terms of like quality or customer support, because this company seems like they don't have a website. goldenshell.com.cn. Translate. According to the website, this light has a CRI of 95, which in terms of LEDs is pretty good. It's not great. Most lights aim to be about 97 or higher. 95 is still quite respectable for a light that's half the price of the Aputure. They claim 100,000 hours of use, but there's nothing mentioned about a warranty. So to conclude this video, I think there's 2 reasons to consider buying this light. One of them would be that you can't afford the Aputure 120D Mark II, maybe you're on a tight budget, or maybe you don't want to spend that much money on a light. Whatever your reason may be, this is a great option. It's about half the cost. Second good reason would be if you're looking for something that's more minimalistic and easy to use, because this light, like I said, the ballast is in the head, it's all contained in one. You just have one wire that comes out the side and it runs off a battery, no extra cables. But to summarize the cons about this light, CRI is 95. I do hear a little bit of a fan noise, but I can't say that it's louder or quieter than the Aputure 120D because I don't have that here with me at the moment. So I'd have to really put them side by side and do a proper decibel reading of the fan noise, but I don't think it's going to be that audible, and I'm not too concerned about it. Third reason not to buy this light would be the fact that I can't seem to find anything about a warranty listed online, so it's a bit of a gamble. And the fourth reason is that I think dealing with the company that makes this light might be kind of difficult, seeing as how they're in China. All those cons aside, if you're watching this video, you're probably like me and you spend way too much time looking at tech specs and trying to figure out what the best decision is for you. But at the end of the day, sometimes you have to remind yourself that it's not what you're using, it's how you're using it. When it comes to lighting, what does matter is where you put the light, how you modify it, and how you choose your camera setting. If you've seen enough and you're sold on this light, there's an affiliate link for it down below, and don't forget you can follow me on Instagram at BrianWilcat if you want to see some stuff that is not YouTube related.